All right, so where was I? Putting some black lines on this, and I think I said make sure that we have his eyes go over to the side first, because your eyes usually go in the direction that you're going to turn your head. Now, usually I like to have a character blink, because usually when people are in movies and TV and just in regular life, they will blink as they turn. And it's not a hard, fast rule, but for me, it helps with keeping a character looking alive so they don't look like a doll. When dolls turn their head, they don't blink. So I think it's a good keep alive thing for characters to blink as they turn. So now let's take that drawing and put it here, because our next in-between is going to go between. Let's see what we have so far. We have that start. It starts to turn, finish turn. So here, notice I got my fingers holding here, and my thumb and forefinger holding here. So we go like this. And you see the illusion of the turn, right? So without a light underneath, let's try to remember where the lines are. And to help us do that, let's get rid of this blue one here, because it's in the way. And it'll confuse us. So here, and his neck here and here. His face needs to swing over. Now, what you don't want when you do an in-between of a head turn is you don't want a view of the person's face directly, looking directly into the camera. You always want to have one side or the other of the character's face as they turn. Reason being that the full-on straight to the camera face is a very awkward angle to draw, and it doesn't look right. If you look back through the history of animation, you'll see a lot of studios will put that as a general guideline to their animators and in-betweeners to not do the drawing of the character looking directly into camera. Now, we're putting in the eyes. And as we flip the drawings, you see that head. You see the illusion of the turn. Maybe the bottom of his nose should be about here. And we use a light blue pencil because when you shoot this actually on film, as we used to do, it doesn't show up. So as you see, I've roughed in all this stuff in blue. Let's put his mouth in there. And we would see part of his ear on this side as he continues the turn. This should go back like this and then up. So let's put these in order now and see what we have. We got this drawing here. And first, there's our start. And there's the beginning of the turn. And like I had on the other drawing, I should put a little bit of his ear on this side coming round. Actually, if it was just like that, it would be better. And then here, he continues the turn. You see his face going over. This eye should probably come down like this. Continues the turn. Looks like the top of his head should be up here. So we'll just make a little correction on that, like that. And then we finish the turn. And that ear goes away on the other side. Darken in his eyes. You can see this for yourself if you ever shoot video of yourself or one of your friends turning their head, and you'll see things that come and go as they turn their head. So this is how we learned how to do it at the old studio on Coanga Boulevard back in 1980. When they used to have after-work classes, and I would go there on the bus and take a class there at old Hanna-Barbera. And that was the first time I learned how to roll the papers to flip to make an in-between drawing. So this is the more complex one because it's a human-looking character. What they had us do was Fred, and I kept looking at this human character saying, why is he calling this guy Fred? It doesn't look like Fred Flintstone. And I finally asked the guy next to me, who is this Fred character he keeps talking about? He said, oh, it's Fred from Scooby-Doo. And I had not seen Scooby-Doo since it started, so I had no idea who he was talking about, really. Little details like that. But learning how to roll the drawings is a very important thing to learn in animation when you're doing traditional on paper. It's one of the things that's not really in the Preston Blair book, that you have to stand and watch somebody do it. So I'm having you guys stand and watch me do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then just number your drawings. I don't number them. I don't use even numbers. I use odd numbers, just in case they need to be in between to slow something down. You can always insert an even number. So there you have your rolling lesson for traditional animation.